Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of Creative Control, the movie podcast. We're back with one of our most popular and requested features, which is our top 10 movies of a particular year. We are back with the top 10 movies of 1991. As you can see, we have another full house today. There is, including myself, 7 of us on the podcast today. So there's going to be a lot of opinions. And if you're not familiar with the format of this show, I'm going to kind of run it down. So we are going to create a collective top 10 list. So we've all gone away and created our own top 10 lists. We'll probably have lists of movies which are honorable mentions, which didn't quite make the cut. But the idea here is like a draft pick. So we're going to go around. I'm going to do a random name generator. Everyone will get to pick one movie. That's going to fill 7 spots of the top 10. Can't be argued. They are what they are. And then the last 3 films are going to go down to voting. So what I'll do is I'll go back around the board again and get everyone to nominate 3 films from their list to go in the final 3 spots. And then highest votes secures those spots. All right. So last time it all came down to Alex. He made the final decision for the last movie. So who knows how he's going to play out. Just before I introduce everyone, just want to thank everybody for being here. If you're watching us on our YouTube channel, please make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and hit that bell to get notified. Thanks to Greg's snazzy little animated intro. And if you're listening to the audio version of this, make sure you hit a follow, leave us a review, whether it's on Apple, Spotify, Good Pods, Audible. We are everywhere. So, joining me on today's show for top 10 movies of 1991, I have my left and right hand men in Sasha and Neil. How are you guys doing?
Doing good, sir. Doing good.
All good.
Good to have you back, guys. And making another regular appearance now is Dave. Wolfie's back. How you doing?
Evening all.
Good stuff. And Chris, this is one that he had to get on, and thankfully school holidays has allowed him to a little bit of extra time to get on board. So Chris, 90s teen, and boy, it was good. Good to have you on, buddy. Jessen from the Geek Monty is here as well. Jessen, how you doing? Mute button, Jessen.
I'm good. I'm good.
Practice, that's all it is.
I'm not even your technology. It's irony. So.
Good to have you on, buddy. And for the longest time, I don't know, has it been like 2 years we've done our Oscar show or something, Greg?
It was the
Greg,
Oscar show, yeah.
It was the Oscar show, right? Not last year, but the year before. And Greg, now the author, Greg Marshall, welcome back to the show. How you doing, Greg?
Yeah, no, it's great to be back. Yeah, it's been a while. I mean, it was an Oscar show before. Was it the slap one or was it before the slap one? It was a while ago.
I think it was before the slap. Yeah,
I think it was. It's that long ago. So yeah, no, it's great to be back. And yes.
Good. So I'll, at the end of the show, give you an opportunity to tell us a little bit about what you've been doing and plug some of your material as well. So really excited about what's going on with Greg at the moment. So that's great stuff. Right. So we've explained how the show works. We've introduced everybody. Now it's time to get down to business. So I am going to hit the random name generator to come up with the first person with the number 1 draft pick. And hey, it's me, baby. Right. So let's remove me from the list. So I'm going to go first with the number 1 draft pick. I am just going to double check my list, but there is only one that can go top of this list. I lost count how many times I've watched this movie. It's more arguably one of those movies which is better than the original, but there are still people who prefer the first, but they are very different. Where the first one is more of a horror, the second one is more action and sci-fi. It just has everything for me, and it's in my top 10 movies of all time. It's a 10 out of 10 movie for me, and absolutely love it. It is Terminator 2: Judgment Day. Couldn't be anything other than number 1 on my list. And yeah, I'm a huge Schwarzenegger fan. Obviously, growing up in the 80s and 90s, everything he touched was gold. And I can't imagine. Well, first of all, I want to ask: is there anybody here who hasn't got it on their list? Okay, good. All right, we can all be friends still. All right, that's good stuff. How many of you have got it as number 1 on your list? Chris, Sasha. Oh, that's surprising. Okay. Oh, Neil as well. Okay. All right. So, Dave, I need to come and ask you: where's Terminator 2 on your list?
Oh, well, it's technically number 1, but the one I've got that's coming up is going to be number one because I knew someone else is going to select it. So I'm playing the game that Satch taught me. Play the game.
Okay. Play the game. All right. Greg, is not your number one? Where does it sit on your list?
It's not even my number 2. It's my number 3.
Oh, this is why we love this show. It gets spicy.
It's great, and I'm so glad you put it in there. But yeah, it's not even. It's 3. It's not even 2.
Wow. Okay. I'm so intrigued by Greg's list. This is why we love Greg on. The curveballs are immense. Jessen, where is it on?
I can't wait to. I'm sorry. I can't wait to hear your list.
Right? 100%. Jessen, where is it on your list?
It's number 2.
Number 2.
number two.
Okay.
It would
Alright.
it would have been number 1, but you'll find out.
Okay. All right. Who else wants to talk about Terminator 2? Anybody want to talk about it? What it means to them? Their thoughts on it?
It's a classic.
Greatest film ever made. One of the easily. It's definitely gotten higher in my list over the years, kind of thing, in all time. It's definitely a film I've revisited in recent years, and it hits different now that I'm older. I feel I can't speak for everyone on here, but I just think when I lost my dad, something in me kind of broke a little bit. I watch older films now through a different lens. And look, the whole father figure kind of thing, and Schwarzenegger as the dad, I cry at the end every time. Literally every time the tears come, man. So it's like when John Connor's breaking down, don't go. I order you not to go. I am blubbing. I'm blubbing now. Seriously, just think it's so powerful. But growing up, this was the action movie. This was the fun movie. You know what I mean? That you saw in your late teens and stuff, and emotional core. What the fuck is that? You know what I mean? So it was always going to be like there. But when I look at the pickings, okay, I guess with 91, this would have always been my number 1, because it's shocking how many good actual well-made movies of 91 I hadn't seen, because I was younger and my mind was more shifted towards action and comedy. And I think in this particular year, I was more focused on comedy than the action movies, because I've watched some cool ass action movies over the past couple of weeks for this list. So it was shocking how much I hadn't seen. So yeah.
Can I just say in relation to younger, when I told my partner I was doing this podcast today, and she had a look at the list, and she said, "Oh, I was -3 when this came out," and I was like, "Okay, so luckily." knocking on nearly 50, that's fine. But if I was any younger, that would be so dodgy. So I feel a little bit creepy right now, but even so, yeah. So
You pulling off that Michael Douglas, Catherine Zeta-Jones joint.
Yeah. You're as young as the person you feel. I'm a little over 30. I'm loving it. But no, yeah, to echo what you say, Kenan, it is one of the rare things where, depending on what you like, the sequel is better than the original, and probably generally considered so. It did what it did with the Aliens sort of thing, where it went from a horror to sort of more of an action. And the Aliens is a bit closer. They're both classics, but I enjoyed the original Terminator, but the second one was just a classic. And yeah, it's well deserved to be near the top of everyone's list. So
Groundbreaking.
Quick question, right?
Groundbreaking.
Yeah, groundbreaking.
Oh no, we've lost now.
Oh
no, I want to know what his question was.
Yeah, I didn't say no, Neil. It's fine. Right, we'll wait for Neil to come back. But yeah, like you say,
Skynet is happening.
They're worried about him. I think that, like you say, Neil, it was groundbreaking, and in terms of the technology at the time and the after effects, the liquidation of the Terminator, and going through the bars and coming out of the fire, and all that stuff. It was just fantastic, and it still holds up today. It was fantastic. I mean, I think the last time I saw it, it's probably been a little while now, but they re-released it, I think, in 3D a few years back. I think I went with Sasha to go see it, a view, and I think it was just phenomenal. And they've touched up bits where you see Schwarzenegger now on the bike. They've replaced the face instead of the stunt double. You know, when they go off when he's going off the bridge and stuff like that. So they've gone back and tweaked a few little things, but not anything excessive, which is great because they haven't
Not
gone
like
back.
George
And,
Lucas.
yeah, exactly. He hasn't
question, right?
Lucas it. Yeah, Neil, what was
Yeah.
your question before you disappeared?
I didn't bear that. Skynet tried to come for me. Yeah, my question was, right? Did anyone after they watched Terminator 2 like change the way that they run? Because I adopted that T1000 run.
For me, he got that run off Michael Johnson anyway. So that was like,
Yeah, listen, I won a couple of 100-meter sprints with that run.
I think there's a vid
Yeah.
where he explains that he was actually faster than the bike. So because he was
He was.
Yeah,
I
they
forgot
asked him
about
to
that.
slow down. Yeah, they asked him to slow, and he also practiced running without blinking, which was a big thing as well. And even though the wind was
No, I think it was
stuff like that.
shooting. It was shooting without blinking.
No, and running as well when he
Oh,
explains about the running bit.
bit.
Yeah. So, but all part of the Terminator, just to keep in mind, he's like, why would a robot be blinking when running? It's like, yeah. And he's like you say, shooting. It's the reaction stuff. Fantastic. Anyway,
I think it's one
Let's-
of the only movies that had multiple like releases. Like it's been released like DVD, video things that probably about 30 each time
yeah,
just to make the money.
yeah,
And
yeah.
under different studios as well. I think Studio Canal at the moment, and then before it was someone else and someone else.
Yeah, and there's been a few different cuts where some scenes have gone back in. I think there was the one where the hand goes onto like the hazard bar or something like that and emerges. A few little tweaks have come in different cuts and stuff like that. Nothing major, but
I mean, the
think,
ending.
Yeah, the ending.
yeah,
The ending.
Only ending.
Yeah.
When the chip part, she breaks, about to break the chip. And
Oh
they
yeah,
have
the
to-
chip. Yeah.
It's funny. I can't grab it because the light that's shining on my face is behind it, but I actually have the Terminator hand like on my desk staring in a right now.
okay.
Nice.
that's what came alive and tried to take you out.
Yeah. Oh, and this was the
Yeah.
shot where they did the Linda Hamilton with the sister, right? So
Yeah.
they shot through an empty mirror to make it look like they were filming through a mirror. Fantastic. Great filmmaking. Okay, let's spin the wheel to get our number 2 pick. And next up, we have Jessen. You are up, sir. So give us your movie for the top 10 movies of 1991.
So for my number one would be Star Trek: The Undiscovered Country. I know.
Wow.
Yeah. All the faces. I knew it.
Where's my goddamn lightsaber?
I know. I use my phaser on here. I use my phaser. Big Star Trek fan.
Okay.
That film was the last one. That film was the last one of that original cast. It was a political thriller. It was everyone had their moment in it. It had so much links to the politics of the time when I was too young to appreciate it. But I grew up kind of that time watching, I think Next General was on TV at the time. I watched the films that came on Christmas. So this film, Terminator 2, is an absolute classic and science fiction masterpiece. But for me here, it's Undiscovered Country because it's always my favorite of the original cast films.
Okay.
So,
All right. Fair enough. Can't argue with it. It's the draft pick. I'm not a Trekkie person. I think Star Trek Generations was probably the first Star Trek movie I saw in the cinema. Where I had the crossover. I didn't really watch much of the original series, hardly anything. Next Generation was probably where I started watching some, and I've dipped in and out, not much at all. So no, Star Trek's not my thing. So it didn't make my top 10, it didn't make my honorable mentions because I haven't seen it. So that's where I'm at. Did Star Trek make anybody else's top 10?
Yep.
Oh,
It's my it's my second favorite of the Star Trek movies with the old crew. Just everything about that movie is just a fun octane movie, which included another ship in there as well, and just some great dialogue as well going on there. Yeah, really good.
All right.
Can I ask, what number Star Trek film was it in the canon?
6, I want to say.
I think it's 6, yeah.
A 6 movie.
Because there's a weird thing where they say that the even
Odd number.
Star Trek movies
Yeah.
are good and the odd
Yeah.
number ones. So the first
Yeah.
one, rubbish. Wrath of Khan, amazing.
Yeah.
And then the one with the Borg was an even number. So I mean,
Yeah.
I
It
can't
is something
remember.
about the even numbers, yeah. So I think,
Yeah.
So at least it's an even number. If an odd one made the list, that'd be shocking.
It wouldn't be like the Final Frontier or something like that.
Or the one where they had to save the whales. I mean, just come on.
I love that one.
Wales just got bad. That was yeah.
Oh, Star Trek
Oh.
Free Willy. All right. Anybody else want to talk about Star Trek: The Undiscovered Country? No.
Yeah, never seen
All
them.
right.
Never seen them. Seen
I've not seen
parts.
the original. Actually, I don't know. I don't think I've seen any of the originals.
No, I
It's
saw-
crazy. I've seen
on
all of
Netflix.
them.
So
They're all
honestly, okay, Star Trek with me was like I never grew up on it. It'd always be this thing before Battlestar, which was what I really wanted to watch. So I'd wait till it was over, or maybe Battlestar was before. I don't know. I remember BBC Two it being in that time slot, but either way, I think the Star Treks I enjoyed was probably the original series, but I couldn't name an episode because I was always plastered after a night out down the junction or Trinity, and it'd be late night Channel 4. I'd be back home. My mate Richard would be with me, and we'd watch it. And it was a lot more funnier than, I thought it would be. But then when I'd watch it sober, I'd be like, huh? kind of thing. But then when I was drunk, it was always funny. And I don't know what that was, but yeah. But then I tried to watch the motion picture, and it got to a bit where they showed the Enterprise for the first time, and I had to switch off because I don't know how long it takes to do a panning shot, but that's how you lose an audience right there. Okay, a casual audience. That was, I get it's a great ship, I get it's a reveal, but fuck off, man.
That has been parodied so much.
Yeah.
That-
But,
Spaceballs.
Wrath of Khan, I did enjoy it, but I have controversial views on that, but I'll save them for another podcast.
All right. Okay. Well, Richard, our friend Richard will be pleased. He is a Trekkie as well. So Star Trek: The Undiscovered Country makes it into the number 2 spot. Right. Let's hit the wheel to find out what is going to be our next draft. But Neil is so disappointed. It's just like he's like, I've got all these films that need to make the list, and now I'm going to lose one.
I'm looking at my list.
My number 2, I hope Neil's got it as his.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I'm looking at my list and I can see the honorable mentions, and I'm just like, but Star Trek: The Undiscovered Country.
This is why we do what we do. Right. Next up is Greg. Greg, you have the floor, sir. So what is your pick to make our joint top 10?
So my top 2 are I sort of agonized in which order they could go. They were interchangeable in many ways. One of them I think is more iconic, and the other one just meant a lot to me and stuff. I still think it's iconic, and certainly I'm going to put little clues out for the listeners and yourselves, certainly after seeing the absolutely trash remake of it. But there's one film that I really just grew up on and absolutely I loved from this era. So I'm going to put my number 2 in as my choice and play a bit tactically, and I'm going to put in Point Break. I mean, it's over the top, it's cheesy. But it's so quotable. I just want to shout out, I am an FBI agent, and it's just amazing. I love Patrick Swayze in a sort of almost a man crush sort of way. He was, I love Roadhouse as well for the same reasons. But we'll save that for another 90s pick. Just Point Break was just absolutely amazing. The amount of times I've watched it, it's just crazy. And I've got a weird link to it, which I only found out years later, which I was speaking to a good friend of mine who said, and who's into surfing and stuff. And he's like, oh yeah, one of my friends was the guy who did the surfing in the final shot, and they paid him, multiple tens of thousands of pounds. And then afterwards, the cameraman said, oh, we didn't quite get the perfect shot. Can you go again? And he went, no, the fact that I'm not dead this time is amazing. I'm not rolling the dice again. I will die. And so, yeah, it was a kind of get the shot or push it. So,
Yeah. Oh, it's an absolutely great shout for that movie. It's Catherine Bigelow, right? Director?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Without Point Break, you don't get Fast and the Furious,
Yeah.
which is essentially a remake. Yeah, absolutely. It was number 5 on my list. So yeah, absolutely fantastic film. I haven't watched it in a while. And just talking about it, and when I was looking at this list, I'm like, I need to go back and watch this film. It's been too long. So, did it make everybody else's list?
Yes.
Jess,
Yep.
no. Neil,
number
no. Okay, so Sasha's your
I
number
haven't seen
4. Neil, it's not.
I haven't seen it.
Okay. You haven't
What?
seen it.
Same.
Jason hasn't seen it either. Wow.
Shame on you.
Okay.
So to be fair, I think it's the same thing Sacha said. Like with the timing of the movies, we were just under the age.
Yeah.
And there were certain films we got to see and certain films we didn't. Like, and Point Break is one of those films that I didn't see when I was a kid. Because I think I was like, well, 91, I was 10. So
You haven't seen it either, Chris.
no, never had.
Wow.
What? Wow.
Wow.
This is where you learn the reality, the truth about your friends. This kind of show. This is crazy. Okay. Well,
know what?
I mean, for me, it was like one of those TV movies. I'm sure it came on TV a lot as well, and
Yeah, it did.
that's where I watched it a lot.
I
right?
was
So-
7. I was 7. I ain't seen shit.
Yeah. Point Break, though, is one of those movies, though, you either have or you haven't. It's not like Terminator 2, where it was a cultural phenomenon. You know what I mean? More importantly, like for us guys, Terminator 2 was sci-fi, and it was like growing up in the 80s, you had like a handful of like sci-fi films that were core that everyone would talk about. And it was more a communal experience when it came to films because we talk about stuff more. So whatever was in the zeitgeist and the pop culture, we talk about. Obviously, a whole load of us were a lot younger when Point Break came out. So obviously we caught it here or there. Yeah, I mean, and whatnot. But like I said, when doing this list, I couldn't do a top 10 because a lot of the stuff when I re-looked at it, I was like, I want to put this in my top 10, but is it that great? And when I think about it, it's like it wasn't that great. It was good for me as a child, but do you know what I mean? And I've got tons of movies that hit that bracket kind of thing. So yeah.
I've chosen my films. I've chosen my films on films that were great for me. I've not chosen for you guys.
Yeah, but you've got to understand there's a lot of other films where stuff meant a lot to me as a kid where like Ghostbusters or what's that, Police Squad, Naked Gun, the first one, all right, and like I love Naked Gun, the second one, but that's not in this list because I already got it one week, you know what I mean? But I've probably looked at Naked Gun Part 2 probably more than any of these films on this list, and the only film that comes close is probably Terminator 2.
I think
Yeah.
the reason I put it in is because it meant so much to me. I agree it's not as big culturally as probably a lot of the things in. I'd argue it's better than Star Trek, but nonetheless, sorry, Devon, sorry. But it meant a lot to me. I'm a little bit older than you guys, I think, by just a few years, and so I think I was a bit older. But it's worth a watch. You can go watch Gary Busey before he became an absolute nut job. You can understand little scenes in Hot Fuzz and stuff, little references.
I was going to say the homage in Hot Fuzz.
So it's an homage in Hot Fuzz. So yeah, it's well worth seeing it.
Okay. So Point Break makes the list, and like I say, solid choice. And that's the thing, everybody kind of approaches these lists a little bit differently. Lee mentioned on the last episode, he picked the films that meant the most to him, particularly growing up. Now, some of these films, like Sasha mentioned before we started, he's only actually just watched in the last couple of weeks, and they may have now made his top 10.
Oh, yeah.
But he'll look at films, but he'll look at films now in a different lens and appreciate maybe the filmmaking more. And he might put that ahead now of against something that he's probably watched 10, 20 times because we were limited in what we could watch at a certain age and, availability on VHS and our 4 channels for so many years. So that's why these lists are so different, and that's why I love doing this. Okay, so that's our first 3 films: Terminator 2, Star Trek: The Undiscovered Country, and Point Break. So going on to our next pick, and it is Chris. Sir, you are up. Let's have your movie.
I was hoping that I'd be later on so people could save me from having to pick some films because when I looked at this list of films,
That's the game, bro.
And there is a film here that is a personal favorite of mine, but it's almost like a Star Trek kind of pick, which would like push out films that I think deserve to be on this list more.
It depends how you go, because there was another film that I want to make sure it goes on this list. And retrospectively, I should have picked it because I know if I didn't pick Terminator, somebody else would have, or it would have been in via the voting. So I probably missed a step there in terms of something else I really want to make the list. So it's about a film that you want to make the list, bearing in mind some of the bigger films are probably going to be voted in if they're down to it. So yeah, I probably made a bit of a faux pas.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, the film I'm going to pick is just so much of a culturally important film for the 1991 that you cannot not have it in the list. So I think I'm going to have to go Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
Good call.
Okay, good call.
I just cannot look past Alan Rickman in that film and not have him in this list. It's just unreal.
With a spoon.
It's just that's. There's a couple of films where
Cancel Christmas.
Yeah. There's a couple of films where I can like pick up a film, a Saturday, like put it on TV, and I'll watch it to the end. One of them, fun enough, is Titanic for some reason. I just love the shots of it, the James Cameron's direction of it, and the whole thing's just amazing to listen to the dialogue and watch. But the other one, another one of them is Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. I can pick that film up at any point, and I'll just find myself drawn into watching it. I want to watch to the end, and it is mainly Alan Rickman, and Kevin Costner got a lot of stick for it at the time, but it's a great film, obviously great soundtrack, record-breaking soundtrack. It just in the Hollywood version of Robin Hood, but it's a great version that I think stands up. I was sitting here thinking I would quite happily show it to my son now. I think it would still hold up as an adventure film, action film, and then Alan Rickman is just amazing in it. So yeah, I think I have to pick it.
Yeah, no, it's an absolutely great pick, mate. Yeah, it's number 8 on my list. I'm really glad that that's in there. That was one of the first films that I saw multiple times in the cinema. Main reason is because my friend G-Guy, his mum got loads of free tickets from work to the cinema that summer. And so I ended up seeing it like 6 times in the cinema. But I went out and bought a bow and arrow set. Do you know what I mean? I kept practicing that quick turnaround. When Christian Slater's like holding up something and he turns around and does the quick fire? I was trying to practice that stuff. Yeah, it was amazing. The soundtrack, the song was number 1 for like, I don't know, 20 weeks or something ridiculous.
I've voted it so many times.
Yeah, it is a film I've watched so many times. Great little cameo at the end. It's look, don't worry about the accent. It's absolutely fine. It is what it is. But yeah, it's a great romp adventure summer film. Yeah. So I had it in my list. Did anybody else have it in their list?
Yeah.
Jason?
I had it at
Greg?
number 4 in mine, and yeah, I think it's the best Robin Hood still. I don't think it's probably the most accurate, although I still think it's more accurate than the latest one with all the leather hoodie stuff and love you, but it's just a classic. You can look past the accent. He's still iconic in it, and obviously Alan Rickman, so yeah, well deserved.
It was 3rd in my list, and
Right.
Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
I think that's the first film I saw Morgan Freeman in as a kid, because I watched it in the cinema with my family and with my best mate at the time. And you said, like, Justin, you were shouting throughout the film. You was like, "Oh my God, Robin!" Like I was like, "What 11 years old?" And like, "My God, that's James Bond!" And like all that kind of thing, hyperactive child. But
I think like the opening scene, the way they do the opening of it, with he's in the prison, and like it was actually quite a bold move. Like it doesn't start like an adventure romp; it starts quite seriously, and they really show off the beginning of that for me, which I thought was quite good. I quite liked that angle at the time. I thought it was an interesting way of starting it, rather than starting it in England with like this really rotten Sheriff of Nottingham kind of thing that we've done before. And then I mean the shots, the whole thing really, and then you come together at the end with a great ending. And they got cameo. I think it's one of those sort of 8 out of 10 films for me where there were the slight weaknesses, as you said, but not massively. And through the whole thing, it just kept steady at a good level.
Yeah. All right. So anybody else? Any more thoughts on Robin Hood?
I didn't have it on my list. It's some honorable mentions. I've only seen it once. I didn't grow up on it. I didn't grow up on it. Like it came out. Obviously I heard the song. I didn't watch it until I was like in my 20s, and Alan Rickman steals the show in that. I enjoyed it for what it was. I was shocked that Sean Connery and Christian Slater rock up in it. I thought it was just, Morgan and Kevin Costner and Snape. But yeah, no, I enjoyed what I saw, but unfortunately, I've only seen it once in my whole entire life. And yeah, maybe I should check it out again, definitely. But yeah, this is why it was a tough list, because when I look at the for sure stuff, T2 was always up there, and the other stuff are like at the bottom of my list. And then my number 2 was always going to be my number 2 kind of thing. So it was like, shit, I haven't seen a lot of movies this year.
Right.
It was my number
Right.
2. It was T2. Then
Secured eight for
second.
me.
Yeah.
I love that movie. Michael Wincott is just amazing villain there, as well as Guy Gisman. Just for the whole 90s, he turned out to be one of the best villains as well.
Yeah, true. All right, let's move on to our next pick. And next up is Sasha. You're up, my friend. So give us your pick for the list of top 10 movies of 19.
Okay, I'm going to give you my number 2 because I was waiting for Neil, and Neil did not bring it up. So Last Boy Scout is my number 2. I fucking love that movie with a passion. It is a Shane Black movie. If you don't know who Shane Black is, writer of Lethal Weapon 1 and 2, and Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, directed what was it? The Nice Guys. It's that kind of flair. One of Bruce Willis's most underrated performances. Okay, hands down, he steals the fucking show. And yeah, love this movie unconditionally, man. It's so good, so good.
All right. This is time to put my hands up. Not seen it.
Motherfucker, seriously, when I say top Willis, when I say what real Chris? All right,
Chris, you too?
oh my gosh.
Has anybody else in here not seen it?
I've
I'm
seen
busy
it
watching
once.
Robin Hood.
I'm going to get revenge for Robin Hood, Satch, and I've only
Yeah,
seen
no,
it
that's
once.
fair enough. That's fair enough, because Robin Hood was like a cultural phenomenon of that year, mainly because of the soundtrack. And but I was too young. You know what I mean? It wasn't Ghostbusters or Turtles. It definitely wasn't Turtles, especially with them there.
I think I've seen it. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah.
I think I've seen it.
I think it's good. It's not my best Shane Black. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang wins that hands down, but I think it's good. I think it's all right. But yes, it's not even in my honourable mentions. So it's not
Fair
right.
enough. Fair enough.
Neil,
for
talk
me-
to us about the Last Boy Scout, because Neil's having like
This
issues over there.
movie, good God. Like, this is Bruce Willis, Damon
Marlon-
Wayans,
yeah,
Halle
Damon.
Berry's in it. You've got like the moment, there's a moment in this film where I fully understood what it means to be observant. What it means to take in your surroundings and fully know every detail of what's going on. This movie made me understand that. Right? Sash knows. He'll be like,
Yeah.
who's the guy in the closet? Right? Who's the guy in the closet? Right? I ain't gonna spoil it for them who ain't watched it, because I hope you guys will. The takeaway from this is that you
Yeah,
go and watch it.
100%.
I remember, Ken, when we was going through every year of the 80s, anytime a film came up you hadn't seen, you wrote it down, and then you were like, oh, I've watched this now. I've watched
This
this
is
now.
yeah, Bruce, man.
This
Bruce.
is this movie. I think, other than Die Hard, this is probably my favorite Bruce Willis film ever.
You know what? I second that. This is my second favorite Bruce Willis movie ever.
Still one of my favorite scenes. He's sitting there being tortured, and he gets touched.
May I have a cigarette?
Zip it.
Best scene.
Right?
Best scene. Best scene. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's
So,
just bad that I know the closet scene, but I knew it. I know from like TikTok or Reels or something, and I didn't even remember it was from that film. I remember seeing that from a film some time ago. So I mean, that's how little sort of it means to me, I guess. But swings around around. But I remember that scene, and I remember seeing it recently. And that's a good scene. That's a fun scene. But yeah, I didn't even.
My
remember it
niece
from that
and my
film.
nephew can't stand that I can notice things. And I say, when you get older, you're gonna see why I notice things. This movie is why.
This movie. All right. So the Last Boy Scout makes the list. Right, we've got 2 spots left to fill. So let's see who's going to be our next pick. And next up is Neil. It is over to you, sir. So let's have your draft pick for number 6.
Right. Well,
I see Dave is praying.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm about to mess the whole game up, right? Because I'm thinking about it, and I'm thinking there's films that should go in because they are the most amazing films of like the 1991. But I don't make my list based on the most amazing films. I make my list based on what I loved, right? So I think the film that has to go in for me is Hook.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good man.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's got to be Hook.
You're
My
God's
list,
man.
my list is crazy. When we get to that point, my list is crazy. But listen, Robin Williams couldn't. I don't recognize any other Peter Pan but Robin Williams.
Mhm.
Right, and also as we spoke about in the group chat, Dustin Hoffman. It's like you're glowing. Yeah, I'm glowing.
Rufio.
Rufio. And it's like,
I think Rufio was a great character for kids as well, our age, because I think people saw that film and
Yeah.
Rufio wanted to be Rufio, like be the guy who was standing up, being the new Pan, and like he was cool and yeah, that was a great film.
yeah, and you know what it was? It's the moment. The thing is that the beauty of Hook is there were moments that were just embedded in you from a child from childhood, and then you watch it again as an adult because obviously it's a Christmas movie, so I watch it every Christmas, and there's moments that I've come to appreciate as an adult. And also Robin Williams, them insults when they were going back and forth at the table. How are you gonna call a teenager a nearsighted gynecologist? That was cold.
And Bob Hoskins.
Yeah.
Performance
Yeah.
in him as well.
Bob Hoskins,
Oh,
yeah.
Smee.
Phil Collins.
Phil Collins.
Phil Collins.
Yeah.
George Lucas.
Glenn
George
Close.
Lucas.
Yep.
Glenn
Close.
Yeah.
Yep.
I didn't realize that until a few years ago, I think.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it until he said it, and I was like,
Yeah.
damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, Julia Roberts in that movie. Just, there's a full studded cast.
Yep.
Maggie Smith,
Mhm.
just
Yeah.
phenomenal cast. I love that movie. It was number 4, I think, on my list. So yeah, happy that that's there.
6 for me.
Yeah, yeah, I've
Honorable
watched it so
mention.
many times. Yeah, it's just full of heart, full of warmth. You can't not love this movie. So
Spielberg,
did anybody
Spielberg.
not have it in their list?
And it in my honorable mentions. Again, saw it once at the theater, at the cinema. But you gotta understand, young me, like I liked it. I did like it, but I've not seen it since.
Not your type of film, I think, at that time.
And
You're right. Isn't it?
Watch it
Yeah,
this
and also-
Christmas.
Also, like, you know what? Young me would have had a totally different number one. Okay,
Mhm.
totally, because I didn't see Terminator 2 till probably 2 years, later. But that year there was a number one, and when I look at it, I'm like, that isn't the number one of 1991. it's like
No,
it's like
it's
I
not.
put it in my top 10. I put it in my top 10, but it's not number one. It's like number 10. So
It's
and I
honorable
said all I
mentions.
needed to say about that franchise in the last podcast. Okay, so we don't need to bring it up again, otherwise it's the same tune. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And it's definitely an inferior movie, but young me, Hook, or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Secret of the Ooze. I'm telling you, there was no contest for
Yeah,
for
yeah.
a 10-year-old me, because there were ninjas, there was the Shredder, there was Tatsu, and then there was Super Shredder dressed up
Super
as Kevin
Shredder.
fucking Nash. It was amazing when I was
Yeah.
10. All right, when you're older, you realize they're not actually fighting because the marketing people came on board, and Tatsu just sits there like this and nods while
Yeah.
people wave their arms and stuff. So
Yeah,
it's not
and
as
they
good.
never hit anyone with their weapons. The
Yeah,
swords, the
yeah.
nunchucks, they
You
edited
see
all
what
that.
I mean?
yeah.
When I think of
A string of
91,
sausages.
if I was to be true to young me, all of these films would just say Turtles 2, Turtles 2, Turtles 2, Go Ninja, Go Ninja, Go.
Go.
All right, that's what it would say. All right, so
And you're wearing the shirt.
luckily, Grown Up Sash came in and stopped all that craziness. Okay, so
I'm having a memory now when I think I convinced my nan to come see Turtles 2 with me, The Secret of the Ooze. And
Nice.
I don't think she ever forgave me, but
Yeah.
Hook is the head.
I don't blame her because adult me is like, wow, this is bad, but I still like
No,
it.
it's still great.
That's because I'm, you know what I mean? It's child me going, no, but it's actually cool. But
Yeah,
thinking-
Hook made my number 5. I'm having a bit of squeaky bum time that my number 1 won't make it in, and I'm very worried.
Yeah.
So I think it stands a good chance in the vote. But
Voting.
but now with Hook and my number 5, my 2 through to 5 is in, so I'm quite
Okay.
happy with that. So
Solid. All right, Dave, we're coming over to you for the last secure pick, number 7. No pressure.
There were 2 movies that were going to contend for this. Luckily, someone else has also picked some of them, but I'm going to go with my gut. And one of the movies I grew up with, like, through my sister as well, watching in the living room and sneaking into watching it, called Toy Soldiers, starring thank you, Des.
Love you. I love you.
Sean Astin, Louis Gossett Jr.,
Will Wheaton.
Will Wheaton, and you also got Andrew Divoff as well, who went on later to be a lot of horror stuff as well. But it's great. It's essentially the outline of it, without spoiling it for anyone who hasn't watched it, is a bunch of like rich boys, or their parents are rich. They dump them in private school, and terrorists take over the school in an attempt to get them to release someone. And it turns into just a high octane thing. It's actually filmed at a military school, so they actually got to use military equipment as well for it. So it's high octane, big fun adventure, coming of age for the kids. Yeah, fun.
Okay.
Someone else could be there for it.
Fun
I've
fact.
not watched it. Did it make anybody else's top 10? I think it must have made Neil's, right? Right. Where on your list did it go rank, Neil?
Where am I list?
Mhm.
Number 2.
Oh wow. Okay.
It's actually
It is,
number
right?
1 for me.
But I was waiting, right? Because in my head I was like I said, my list is crazy. My list has films that most of you have not seen, right? So I was like, oh, and it was between, am I gonna put in Toy Soldiers or Hook? And I was like, I'm sorry, we've been doing this is the 12th time we've done this, right? I can't rely on some of you guys. So I'd rather lose a film. I'd rather lose a film that I adore, that I know most people have not seen, to let Hook go in. Because I'm like, if I leave Hook out and then don't make it in, I'd be more upset.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
why I'm
yeah.
upset as
Toy
well.
Soldiers is the one.
What's so funny is, like, in the chat we were talking, Chris was like, there's banger after banger. He's like listing all these movies. About 4 of these movies on here he said he hasn't even seen. It's just like, what does his top 10 look like? I'm just like, yo, this is crazy. So okay, did anybody else have Toy Soldiers other than Dave and Neil? Has anybody else seen it?
Trailer, and I like the look of the trailer. I only saw the trailer because Dave said it to
Okay.
me. He was like, it's this film. Like, if I'd seen it, I'm like, I've never even heard of this film, man. But it looked cool. It did look cool.
I've seen it. It almost made my honorable mentions. I remember enjoying it, but I don't know how many honorable mentions we're kind of meant to have. So it didn't quite make the cut. But I remember enjoying it, and I remember looking and going, I like it, but I've just got things I preferred more. So.
Put it on your honorable mentions, man. I put everything. So
Yeah, Neil just tends to list the whole box office for that year. He just, it's
I
just
put 4 on there to be safe. I don't know the rules for honorable mentions.
I'm telling you, my list is crazy. The honorable mentions looks more like the list.
Okay. And it's on my honorable mentions, retcon, so it's all good.
right. Okay, so we have our top 7 spots. We have Terminator 2: Judgment Day, Star Trek: The Undiscovered Country, Point Break, Robin Hood: Prince of Thieves, The Last Boy Scout, Hook, and Toy Soldiers. Right, we have 3 spots to fill, so I'm going to go around now and ask for 3 films from each person. Okay, so you can either second one that already somebody else has mentioned, or you can give 3 different ones, and we're going to end up into a voting system. So there's a lot of films here that I'd love to make it, so I'm trying to be really particular. There's some that I'm not going to mention because I don't think they're going to go through with it. But the 3 that I feel need to be on the list, one is Beauty and the Beast, one of the greatest animated movies of all time. It's actually number 2 on my list. I love Disney. I love that movie. It's fantastic. The next is Hot Shots, one of my favorite comedies. Absolute banger of a movie. And the last one, I'm kind of going between 3 or 4. One is more because I think I like the Simpsons episode of that movie more than potentially the actual movie. So I'm not going to mention that one. The other one, it might be on people's honorable mentions, but I don't think it'll make their top list. It's kind of a low-key superhero type movie. But I'm going to go with Silence of the Lambs. This is older me putting it on the list as opposed to younger me watching it at the time.
Never seen
So
it.
Wow.
Yeah, never seen it.
Never seen it either.
Never seen it.
Yeah, never
any
seen
of
it.
the-
Too young,
any of
man,
that
too
series of
young.
films. Never seen
Not
any of
now.
those films.
Yeah, I was going to say you've had time. So,
It came out when I was working in the cinema, and it was like, oh, I'll catch it eventually, and then it just never came. I saw Red Dragon though.
Okay.
right, okay.
No,
I mean, Anthony Hopkins won like the Oscar. I think he's only on screen for like 11 minutes or something,
Yeah.
or 9 minutes. Something ridiculous. But hey, okay, so I've got Beauty and the Beast, Silence of the Lambs, and Hot Shots. So they're my 3 that I'm putting up. So coming over to Justin now, what's your 3? Can be some of the same or different ones. So
Okay.
what are your 3?
Because I did have Silence of the Lambs on my list. I did like that because I'm looking back as an adult looking at some stuff.
Mhm.
I was gonna say JFK,
Mm-hmm.
Father of the Bride.
Okay.
Never seen.
Never seen Father. Okay. There's a couple of. I'm trying to be
You
American.
can give
Tale.
some. I'll say you can give something new, or you can vote for one of the ones I've already put on.
American Tail's a good shout.
American
Standard.
Tale 5. Yeah, American Tale.
Five Goes West.
Yeah.
If it, the
kid
first
as well.
film,
All
yes.
heartstrings.
The second film doesn't make my top 10.
Fair enough.
Okay, 5 All Goes West. Okay.
I was the same with that. That's not even in my honorable mention because the first one's so good.
Yeah.
But you know what? If I, like I said, I was finding it hard.
Mhm.
And I saw 5 Will Go West. I was like, yeah, sure, that's in my top 10 straight away because it's 9-1. But
Yeah.
then I was like, but it's not that great compared to the
Yeah.
first one. You know what I mean? It's not
Yeah.
American Tail, you know?
No,
So yeah.
that's it. All right. Okay, so next we're coming up to Greg. What is your 3, sir? Like I say, it can be one that's already been mentioned, second vote, or anything new.
It's going to be 2 that have already been mentioned. My number 1, and if this doesn't make it, I'm going to disappear for another 2 years and not come on board. Because, and I'm shocked that people don't know this. It's so iconic. So my number 1 is Silence of the Lambs. It's just masterpiece. Anthony Hopkins is crazy good in it. It's well shot. The books are amazing. Jonathan Demme's amazing. Director. It is just absolutely iconic. And I got so worried when no one was mentioning it at all that I quickly got my phone out and checked that I got the right year that it was
Yeah.
1991. I was going, what is wrong with everyone? I realize these things are subjective, but I was going, what is wrong with you? So yeah, I'm setting homework for you as you should all go see Silence of the Lambs. But yeah, definitely that. I 100% agree with Beauty and the Beast. It's so iconic. It has to be done. The incorporating of sort of 3D sort of animation as well,
Yeah.
absolutely stunning.
First animated feature to be nominated for Best Picture.
Yeah.
It's a great film.
My 3rd, I did have Hot Shots Part 2 on my top 10. It's number 9, but I'm not going to add that in. I'm going to throw a curveball because I've got a couple that are ahead of that, a 7 and an 8, and I'm going to go for my 8, even though 7 hasn't been mentioned, because I just think it's weirdly dark and disturbing while entertaining and it's just a very much a different sort of performance by a star that's known for something different. And so I'm going to go for The Fisher King.
Honorable mention.
Robin Williams is so good in it. It's a hard watch at times, and it's disturbing. But yeah, before he was in Good Will Hunting and being serious-ish, he was in this, and he's just brilliant. So yeah, so I'm gonna go with Silence of the Lambs again, of course, Beauty and the Beast, and The Fisher King.
Okay. What a year. Robin Williams, Fisher King, and Hook. And then also Kevin Costner with JFK and Robin Hood. So cracky years for those 2. Okay, so moving on to Chris. Give me your 3 films, sir.
And I think me and Neil just lent in there looking for something specific. And I think I might have to say I have a feeling I might be on the same wavelength with one of his my 3 honorable mentions, but I have to put in a vote for Hot Shots. I have to put in a vote for Beauty and the Beast because I think it needs to go in. I think it's an amazing film, and a good actually. And a lot of the '90s Disney was great for morals, but that one really showed out about the Prince's story was quite a good one to teach people about. And yeah, the soundtrack. I mean, I will say that the one thing I think about the soundtrack before I move on to the last pick, I found this out recently, was that they had to really convince Angela Lansbury to sing a song that won the Oscar. And she was so against it because she was so unsure that she could carry a tune like at that level. Again, now she was quite old by that point. But they ended up convincing her, and she drove down and did it in one take. In the same day she drove there. She did one take of that song. That song is done in one take, not redone, not anybody resung. And that's just massive props for that.
That's amazing.
I know it's rude to interject while you've still got one more choice to do, but you say the Beauty and the Beast. I mean, don't get me wrong, it deserves its place, and I'm glad it looks like it's getting there. But you say it's moralistic, but you do know, and I'm sorry if I demonetize this for you now, Kenan, but it is bestiality and Stockholm Syndrome, the musical.
Yes.
I accept that wholeheartedly.
On the simplistic child version, it teaches a good lesson.
Okay, sure, yeah.
But on deeper levels, I can understand your point, Greg. Don't worry about it. I get
No,
it.
exactly. And you know, it's fine because it's like at the end of the day, he turns back to a prince and he's good looking, so everything's okay. You know, it's all good.
Everything's not okay. She didn't know he was a prince when she was falling in love with him, right? So she was ready to make the beast with 2 backs without
Not to mention
realizing
the fact that
that he
most
could
women
turn
our
into a
age-
human.
He
most
owned a
women our
castle,
age-
so you know he was doing all right for himself, regardless
Was
if he has a
own
beast
it,
or
was
not.
he
Do you know what I
imprisoned
mean?
in
So
it? Like, we don't know that. And then most women would say to you, they preferred the beast. Most women our age, if they watch that film, they say they found the beast more good looking than the prince.
yeah, it's true.
And
It's the beard.
it flipped the live action, which was
It's the tusks.
anyway. Right, so I've got one more pick to go.
You got one more pick.
I've got so many films, but I think I'm not going to try and pick ones that were personal to me. I'm going to try and pick one which I think needs to be in it. And
Silence of the Lambs. Sorry.
no, I've never seen it. Addams Family.
Adam's Family. Okay.
This man knows what you're talking about. I have to mention it at least because it's Christopher Lloyd. I mean, come on, Raul Julia, Angelica Houston, Christina Ricci as Wednesday. It's
Gomez showed me what it's like to love.
When you look at where it come from, and then Raul Julia, like we all sit here and know how great he was as Street Fighter, when he was almost dead at that point. That was him in prime level, and he was just fantastic through that film.
Yeah.
Him and Christopher Lloyd are so engaging when they're on screen. Like you just don't look away. Like their parts in the film throughout it, when they're on screen, they're just animated. They're facial. And then also, just the art direction of it, the way they shot it, the humor of it. You know, it deserves to be mentioned at the very least. If it's not going to make into the list, which I understand,
100%.
mentioned.
It was on my top 10 for so long, and I think my head ruled instead of my heart. For in front of my heart, it probably would have taken a spot from something else. But yeah, no, it's a great film. I have no issues with that being on anyone's list or making this list at all. So Adam's Family is on there. Right, so next we go to Sasha. I need 3 picks, Sasha. So either films that have been mentioned or something from your list to get people thinking. You're on mute. Right?
Okay, so no one said this film. I'm going to go with my number 3, Boys in the Hood.
Okay.
Absolute gem. All right. So, you know, that's higher than Point Break. I've seen it probably the most, more than Point Break, to be quite honest. And Point Break's a good goddamn movie. The other one, this is a recent addition, funnily enough. Recent addition. There are 2 recent additions I cannot deny. Robert De Niro is so fucking terrifying in this fucking movie. I could actually see him as Wolverine in this movie as well. He's never been so built. But
Mhm.
Cape Fear, it's a good fucking ride.
Yeah, it's a
Great
good
fucking
movie.
film. Scorsese whooping it. Yeah, I'd say this was more a mainstream movie for a Scorsese movie because it's a remake and whatnot. And he does it really well, kind of thing. Still holds up. The soundtrack debatable because obviously they're trying to stay classic to the original movie with the same iconic tune. But aside from that, and there's nothing wrong with the tune, it just kind of dates the film a little. But you could show that to someone now and it still resonate, kind of thing. Very, very good film, man. Great, fantastic filmmaking. And the other one, for the same point of view, was JFK. When I saw, okay, so Oliver Stone, I personally think has been pretty limp as a filmmaker since like the 2000s. Alexandra, blah, fucking Wall Street 2, blah. That John Travolta film with Penelope Cruz. Don't know, I've forgotten what it's called, but it was so bad. But JFK made me want to become a conspiracy theorist. I totally get it, kind of thing. It's a really good film. Love the filmmaking, love the performances. I totally understand there. So those are three. And my fourth one, oh my god.
Oh,
now
hang on,
this-
no, hold on. You get 3 votes.
I only get
So-
three. Oh, okay.
So, yeah, Boys in the Hood, Cape
those are-
Fear, and
Those are the
JFK.
three.
Yeah,
Those are the three.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Jason, I got you, man. I got you.
Okay, so moving on to Neil. Give us your 3.
I thought it was Jason.
Oh no, it's Jessen.
No, you don't me.
No, Jessen, we've done. So I've got the person who voted for Hook and the person who voted for Toy Soldiers. So yeah. So it's Neil and Dave. You're the last 2.
Oh, cool. All right.
Yeah.
Well, my 3, Adam's Family,
Okay.
definitely. Boys in the Hood,
Okay.
definitely. And one that not one of you is gonna even remotely want to put in there, but I absolutely adore this film and it has to go in there. The Rocketeer.
Yes. That was my 10. That was on my top 10.
No,
Same-
no,
same-
no.
same.
Oh god, no! Don't vote the Rocketeer into this. Seriously,
Same.
Josh your tone.
the amount of films you could vote for.
Sorry, I absolutely adore The Rocketeer. I think it is such a brilliant film. I get it when people don't like it. I understand it ain't for everybody. But for me, I was like, yeah, this is a movie. And this movie carried me through years of childhood.
Okay. Well, so at the moment we've got 1 film with 3 votes, and then we've got another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 films with 2 votes. So depending on
And
what
Beauty and
Dave
the Beast
picks,
with more. Beauty and the
it
Beast with
could
more.
we could fill the list. So Dave, coming to you now for your 3 picks.
Well, it was never going to be as good as Manhunter for me, but I'm still going to go with Silence of the Lambs. I did love Brian Cox because most people don't remember Manhunter because that was the original one with Brian Cox. But yeah, Silence of the Lambs for me.
Okay.
Then Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey.
Okay.
Because, yeah, the Grim Reaper, everything about that movie is just fun. And also gives me nightmares from the Easter Bunny as well. And also the grandma scene. But and then the Rocketeer.
Okay. So the Rocketeer gets another vote. Right. So what that means following the first round is Beauty and the Beast makes the list. Silence of the Lambs makes the list.
Thank you, David.
And so now we're going to have to eliminate some films. So Bill and Ted is gone with only 1 vote. Cape Fear is gone with only 1 vote. The Fisher King is gone with 1 vote. American Tail, Five All Goes West, and Father of the Bride both go with 1 vote. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 films with 2 votes each. So we've got Hot Shots Part 2. We have JFK. We have The Addams Family, Boys in the Hood, and The Rocketeer. So I'm just gonna give everybody 1 vote. The only way I think we can get this down. So we're going to go around the houses. So we've got Hot Shots, JFK, The Addams Family, Boys in the Hood, and The Rocketeer. One, because I just don't think he's been represented in this list as much. I'm going with Hot Shots. That's my pick. Amazing parodies, jokes I just remember. Just fantastic for me. So, Jason, what's your pick? Hot Shots, JFK, Addams Family, Boys in the Hood, Rocketeer.
Oh man, it's gonna have to be Rocketeer.
Okay.
It's gotta be Rocketeer. You know, I love the other ones, but yeah.
That's exactly what it means to you. So, Greg, coming at you. What are you going for?
So the whole of my list, the whole of my top 10 has been mentioned now, and my 9 was Hot Shots and my 10 was Boys in the Hood. So in theory, I should go for Hot Shots, but I'm going to throw a spanner just because I think as an adult, I think it just means more, and it was such a classic. I just remember Boys in the Hood and New Jack City were so formative, as well. So I'm going to go with Boys in the Hood. I think it's great acting. So,
all right, Chris, what are you going for? Addams Family?
Not fair. It's not fair. And I want Addams Family to be in it, but it's too far behind now, and I'm going to have to go with Hot Shots. I need that film in that list. I need that. You need without Hot Shots. There's Hot Shots leads on to so many different films afterwards, not just a sequel. It just needs to be in there, and I have
It's
to.
the first one, right?
Here.
It's the first
Yeah,
one.
the first one. No, it's the first one.
you sure?
Yeah, it's still great. But Dur is good. It's arguably better, but one is still great.
93 for part 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's the first one.
I have to stop the Rocketeer.
Sorry, I said part
You cannot make it into this list with the amount of films that are better than the Rocketeer.
Yeah, I was a bit confused when you guys were saying part deux. I was like, no, I swear it's
Yeah,
the
no,
first
it's the
Hot
first
Shots.
one.
Hot
My bad,
Shots.
yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Okay,
see, this is why I didn't put it in there. Well, it is in my top 10, but I didn't want to put it out there because it was like, you know what I mean? It's not part 2 because
No, I
part
know
2
what you
is
mean.
the one, man.
It's crazy. It's still crazy.
For some reason, I thought it was part Dur was
Better than
number
Rocketeer.
21, and because of that, it was higher in my list. But now that I know it's the first one, I double down on Boys in the Hood. It deserves to
Okay,
be there.
fair enough.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so then we're moving on to Sasha. What are you picking?
Oh, shit. What are the choices? Remind me.
So you got Hot Shots,
Shots.
JFK,
Okay.
The Addams Family, Boys in the Hood, and The Rocketeer.
What would Neil do? What's not good? You know what? I'm not
You
going
and Dave are voting
I'm not
Satchel,
gonna lie,
right? Or
I'm not
Dave are
gonna lie,
voting
like-
Rocketeer. They are voting Rocketeer. They're going to collude, and then Boys in the Hood and Hot Shots gets knocked out. Don't trust them.
Oh, yeah.
So your vote, son, your vote will force a tie. If you vote Hot Shots, will be there 5-5.
This is very political. This place, it really is.
Cannot have Rocketeer.
What's got the most votes?
So Hot Shots has got 2,
Uh-huh.
Boys in the Hood has got 1, and The Rocketeer has got 1. JFK and The Addams Family don't have a vote yet.
Boys in the Hood.
Boys in the Hood. All right, cool.
Sorry, guys.
No, that's what it's about. So
I was eyeing off Rocketeer for real, but like I've seen Boys in the Hood more times. And Rocketeer was indie. I'm just saying. I'm saying it as it is.
So Neil, what are you going for, bro?
Boys in the Hood.
Boys in the Hood. All right.
I
And all
love
comes.
the Rocketeer.
Yeah,
but Boys in the Hood.
Okay. Dave, it all comes down to you. So if you vote for Boys in the Hood, it's in. If you vote for Hot Shots, it goes to a tiebreak.
I'm sorry, but I'm a Jim Abrams, Zucker Brothers type era. It's all about Hot Shots.
Amazing.
It's all about having to watch it multiple times to see all the stuff you missed, especially the beginning of it is genius on the wing.
All right.
Everything.
So
you're
what I'm going to
tiebreaker,
do,
Ken. You're
what I'm
tiebreaker,
going
not for you.
to, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do something a little different because I know the people who voted for Hot Shots and Boys in the Hood are going to stick with. So the only person who didn't vote for one of those 2 movies is Jessen.
Oh, okay.
So Jessen now has the deciding vote. So the Rocketeer is
You'll
out
die.
because it can't win.
Mhm.
So it's either Hot Shots or Boys in the Hood. What's it gonna be, Jason?
Oh,
Believe in you. I believe in you.
I'm trying to remember the films. I'm trying to remember.
Just remember who's admin of the WhatsApp group. Honestly.
Wow. Okay. This is like Game of Thrones.
No,
stuff.
I don't have a problem with either of these films making it. That's the
Um,
thing. Do you know what I mean? So I don't think anybody would be like, "Oh my
what's,
god."
What's
So.
the, how many of those two got? How many votes have the other?
Well, Hot Shots 3 and Boys in the Hood 3. So it's tied.
Oh,
So it's just yeah. So it's
okay.
just whichever one you go for is in.
Oh,
Okay, can I change my vote?
I think.
You might want to put a Carol Vorderman, like, you know, what's the thing? Yeah.
Countdown.
If you can't pick one, flip a coin.
Okay, I'm gonna say I've seen. I can't remember Hot Shots as much as Boys in the Hood. So Boys in the Hood.
Boys in the Hood takes it. All right.
You know,
No complaints. Can't
Just
complain with that.
I remember. You know, I think
Good
I
choice.
remember Hot Shots. I remember watching it on TV, and I remember watching. I think Boys in the Hood I watched maybe the last few years, so it seems to
Mhm.
me a bit more. In my
Well, Hot Shots would have made it, but we had Star Trek in here. So what can I do?
You have
Right.
reclaimed yourself.
So our top, well, there you go. Exactly. You'll be invited back now, Jason. Right.
Yeah,
so our top 10 list for 1991 is Terminator 2 Judgment Day, Star Trek The Undiscovered Country, Point Break, Robin Hood Prince of Thieves, The Last Boy Scout, Hook, Toy Soldiers, Beauty and the Beast, Silence of the Lambs, and Boys in the Hood. That's a cracking list, boys. Well done. Well done.
It's a well-
I'm just saying, like,
It's a
Right,
it's
what-
a well-rounded genres as well. Like
It
lots
is.
of
It's
different
got a bit of
genres.
everything. It's got a bit of everything.
in it, man.
Yeah, and I'm glad Beauty and
This
the
is
Beast made it because
probably-
that was the one I
We
said
needed to make
maybe
it.
I should have secured it first, but I'm glad other people
Mhm.
voted for it, so it's good.
I would have
right.
to say, I'd have to say, of every list we've done, this is the most well-rounded list.
I would agree. Yeah, no, definitely. Right,
That's
so I just want an
incredible.
opportunity now for everyone to go around and give me their top 10s and honorable mentions so we can get a shout out to everything. So I'll go first. So I had Terminator 2 Judgment Day, Beauty and the Beast, Hot Shots, Hook, Point Break, JFK, Cape Fear, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, Silence of the Lambs, and The Rocketeer. Honorable mentions, I had Boys in the Hood, Addams Family, Thelma and Louise, My Girl, Naked Gun, 2.5, Smell of Fear, Sleeping with the Enemy, Secret of the Use, Drop Dead Fred, very close to making my top 10. Love that movie. King Ralph, I know that hasn't aged well, but at the time, me and my family loved that movie. New Jack City, and what's better than one Jean-Claude Van Damme? It's two Jean-Claude Van Damme. Double impact. So honorable mention there. Right, Jason, take me through your top 10 list and any honorable mentions.
Okay, so number 1 was Star Trek: The Undiscovered Country.
Mhm.
Number 2 is Terminator 2. Number 3 was Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. Number 4 was The Rocketeer.
Mhm.
Number 5, which I should have mentioned, was King Ralph. I should have said that because I love that film. It's
Yeah.
still one of my favorite. It introduced me to Peter O'Toole, John Hurt, the great actors like John Hurt is one of my favorite actors. His voice as an actor, he really inspires me. Those actors like you were talking about Lawrence of Arabia earlier, Peter O'Toole, and all those people that they're as an actor they're up there. Father the Bride, because I recently watched that. It's a really good film, and Steve Mine and Martin Short, and with Murder in the Building, their chemistry and everything else. JFK, because there's a great conspiracy, and
Yeah.
the bit at the end where Kevin Costner's talking directly to the camera, and that
Yeah.
kind of that brilliant. Silence of the Lambs, I really, really enjoyed. It was kind of top because I was like American Tail, but actually I kind of changed it to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles because I was just trying to remember why I liked it at the time. Boys in the Hood, because I saw it. That was honorary mention because I saw it later. I forgot about Addams Family. I should have put that in, but that was honorary mention. And Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
Definitely honorary mentions. So
All right, awesome. Greg, take us through your list.
So, number 1, Silence of the Lambs. Number 2, Point Break. Again, they could have gone either way. I've watched them both countless times. Number 3, Terminator 2, Judgment Day. Number 4, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. Number 5, Hook. Number 6, Beauty and the Beast. Number 7, Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. Number 8, The Fisher King. Number 9, Hot Shots. Although, if I'd known it wasn't Part 2, it might have been relegated to honorable mentions. Number 10, Boys in the Hood. My honorable mention, I only listed 4, but I'm going to extend that to 6 because there's one that was just mentioned that I didn't even realize came out in this year. So the ones I actually had were Drop Dead Fred, Highlander 2, The Quickening.
Right.
It might not be the best of the Highlander films, but it was still good. And hey, if you think Robin Hood's accent was bad, you should see a Scottish person trying to play a Spaniard when he was a Scottish person the whole time.
Amazing.
Naked Gun 2.5, Thelma and Louise. I would have put Toy Soldiers in if I knew we could have 70,000 honorable mentions.
Yeah.
And the one that I forgot about is My Girl, because I remember going to see that and just been heartbroken. There's a point where you just cry buckets. And you're like,
Yeah.
So I think if any film of these fucked me up more than any other film, it would have been that one. More so than any of the
Still
horror.
kill bees.
If I had to pick between Silence of the Lambs, Cape Fear, and My Girl, of which one is more disturbing, I'd probably go for My Girl. So yeah.
What film might have
haven't seen it.
taken? You haven't seen it? My
I've
God.
not seen it,
Wow.
no.
Not seen my girl or Cape Fear.
Oh, it's a good film.
So, what film might have you dropped Hot Shots out for? What could have replaced that?
Oh, that's a hard one. Definitely not The Rocketeer or Star Trek. Let's put it that way. I didn't realize New Jack City came out the year either, so
Yeah.
that possibly, or probably. Do you know what? I think I'd have dropped Hot Shot, but I would have kept the vibe. I think that Naked Gun 2.5 was a step up from the first one,
Yeah.
and again was so formative to all of the parodies, like the scary movies and things that came afterwards. So I'd say that Hot Shots Part 2 was like the parody of my childhood compared to any of them. But the Naked Gun series was really good. I haven't seen the new one out of fear
No, I
of
haven't
it
either.
being not what I grew up with. So yeah, I'd probably swap out Hot Shots, but keep the theme and go with Naked Gun 2.5.
Nice. Solid. Right, Chris, give us your full list.
I had number 1 T2, number 2 Robin Hood, number 3 Hot Shots, number 4 I had as Addams Family, number 5 was Hook, number 6 Beauty and the Beast, number 7. Now this is where I start to get into films that I watched a lot actually from the 90s, and I think my experience of the 90s is different to you guys. You guys went to the cinema a lot more when I was a kid. I don't think I started going to cinema until I was probably in secondary. So a lot of the films I saw were on TV. But I had Doc Hollywood in there.
Right.
Knock
Okay.
on Fox,
Well, yeah.
which is just a fantastic feel-good film. It's really funny. Got that as 7. I had LA Story with Steve Martin where he talks to the
Story.
billboard, which there was a point at which in the late 90s, I had it on DVD or tape and I would watch it regularly. It was just Steve Martin being Steve Martin. Following on from that, I have Father the Bride, which I think is just a really good family film. 9, and then I can't believe that actually no one's mentioned it, but City Slickers. I think
Not
you got
seen
mentioned
it.
City Slickers.
I've never
Not
seen
seen.
Honorable mention.
Honorable mention, but was in the top 10.
It's it is so good. I just can't even get over how good that film was. Okay, and honorable mentions. I mean, how long you got? I mean, you got Naked Gun, obviously. Silence of the Lambs has been an honorable mention because I didn't watch it. JFK, not watched it, but still, I know these films are great. Backdraft,
Oh, Backdraft. Yeah.
Drop Dead Fred. I mean, and then I think to not take it too long, I'd have to put What About Bob? Because that is one of the funniest films I've seen with Bill Murray. And it is
Richard Dreyfuss.
Richard Dreyfuss plays Richard Dreyfuss is a straight guy with a family, and Bob's sort of this guy. He's a psychiatrist, and Bob's his patient. And Bob, the psychiatric patient, is played by Bill Murray, which is a great choice. And he
That was
basically-
in my top 10, but I completely forgot the plot of the movie.
He
I remember
basically
having
ends
it
up
on
going with
VHS.
Yeah, yeah,
And I
yeah.
taped it.
He ends up
and
going on
I've seen
holiday
it
with him.
about 3 times, maybe more than
Yeah.
3 times. But it's one of those films I haven't seen in about 30 years, and I just
No, I
can't
know.
remember
I only
it.
watched it a couple of times, but like he basically ends up going on holiday. He basically invites himself along with him on his family holiday, and basically just ruins his life. Think like Mr. Bean, but like in the first Mr. Bean film in the '97, like super.
All right,
and he
I'll
destroys
have to
them
check
with
that
him.
one out.
It's great. It's classic.
It's a
Bill Murray.
brilliant
It's
movie.
top-notch Bill Murray.
Well, that
And
was
again,
City Slickers. There's a few definitely I need to go away and watch after this. Last Boy Scout. Yeah, definitely.
Can I mention one more? Just one more.
Yeah,
I
go.
think it's more for Saturday. Armor of God 2. Operation Condors has to be mentioned.
Was that year? Is it the year?
Oh, man!
I thought that was late.
Jackie Chan flies, or is like
Yeah.
there's a
It's the one where he's in with the wind tunnel fight.
yeah.
Yeah, and
I
he shot
thought that was
Superman.
92.
I never knew.
Yeah.
That's in my 92
Star
list.
No, it's
Rocketeer.
not one.
Star Trek, Rocketeer, and we don't get Jackie Chan.
Yeah. That was in my list.
I love that film.
All right. Who is up next? Sasha, run us through your list.
Okay, so Terminator 2, The Lost Boy Scout, Boys in the Hood, Point Break, Cape Fear, Once Upon a Time in China. Come on, Jet Li's main fucking film that everybody knows. This was my introduction to Jet Li. Come on, man. Where was the love, Neil? I was relying on you. Okay. So yeah, JFK, Operation Condor, as Chris pointed out. I had a wrestle with that one because you know what? I championed its prequel, Armor of God, so much, which is the better film. But this one I did see a lot. But because there's so many this year, I was like, should I put this on the list? Because this was one of the reasons why Rocketeer wasn't on the list. Just saying. Like that, yeah, for real, Armor of God. But you know what? I can't not have Armor of God on the list. The Naked Gun 2, Naked Gun 2.5, and Go Ninja Go. I'm sorry. I even tried to like second guess myself. I was like, look, I know it's bad, but the love was there. All right.
You don't have to justify it in this group, bro.
I made a song
You're
and
in a
dance
safe space.
last week or whenever we did the podcast for 1990. At least we got Turtles 1 up there high because that's the way it should be. But Turtles 2, that was my number 10. Okay, my honorable mentions. You're gonna get reminiscence of the old list, and it's very childlike and 80s. So Rocketeer, Adam's Family, City Slickers, Hot Shot. Doc Hollywood was there, Chris. I was with you, man. Good film. But the problem is I don't remember it too well because I had it.
It's cars with
One
humans.
time. Yeah, I can't remember what the plot of that movie was until you said it. And then I had, okay, right, that's what,
The
okay.
plot is not like massively great, but it's
Yeah.
it's like as Neil said, but like it's the fact that it was funny and Michael J. Fox was in it, and it was a good film that again, a little bit like not the same level as like Frighteners or something like how good it was. but, like,
Yeah.
so it makes me think of future films.
So Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. What about Bob? My Girl made the list because I saw that a bunch of times in the cinemas for some reason. I can't remember why. John Woo's Once a Thief. All right.
Okay.
Sick film. All right. Hook, Backdraft. Now we get into teenage slash kind of territory. Now these are mid films to most people, but I love them any the same. Showdown in Little Tokyo, The Legend of Ricky O, the story of Ricky. It's bad, but it's good. Neil's like, why is this being mentioned? But it's the same reasons the Miami Connection was mentioned, which brings me to your other favorite, Samurai Cop. But anyway, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, Double Impact, The Doors, Jungle Fever, Stone Cold, and Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man.
What?
Yeah,
No,
that's right.
no idea.
I've named a whole bunch of action movies you guys have never heard of.
It's true.
Sash ain't playing,
Oh,
right?
And Showdown. Did I mention Showdown in Little Tokyo?
You
Yeah,
did.
you did.
You did.
Oh, thank God. I thought I didn't. I was like, shit.
All right.
And cold as well.
Huh? I did say Stone Cold.
Yeah,
Yeah, I said
okay.
Stone Cold. I said Showdown. Showdown's amazing.
Right, Neil, give us your top 10. When it comes to honorable mentions, is there any that haven't been mentioned?
Yes.
Yeah. Just do those ones.
Correct. Well, I ran in my top 10. I had Terminator 2, Toy Soldiers, Hook, The Rocketeer, Double Impact, Adam's Family, Silence of the Lambs, Boys in the Hood, The Last Boy Scout, New Jack City.
Okay, I'm surprised Double Impact's so high. All right.
That's a great film.
Yeah, my honorable mentions are like, okay. Actually, most of them kind of have not, well, there's a couple that have been mentioned. But I love Mobsters. So
Okay.
Mobsters went in there. Cape Fear went in there. Secret of the Ooze. Hudson Hawk was in there.
Hudson Hawk.
Yep. House Party 2.
Okay. I think I've seen it
My
once.
Girl. Yeah. Reservoir Dogs. I know
Reservoir
the
Dogs
name
is 92.
92.
92, bro.
92, bro.
My number in my top 10.
Like that How to Finesse one.
Save that for
Yes,
next.
let's change the 92 list.
Me and you have been making these lists early, bro.
There's no way Satch was going to let that film not get into a list if it was the list.
That I mean, I can't imagine that not being in my top 10, let alone
Yeah.
anything else. But yeah, okay.
All right. Well, there was Hot Shots. There was The Five Heartbeats. Musical film. It's a musical
Okay,
film.
I'll take your word for it.
Right. Yeah. So The Five Heartbeats, Robin Hood. Don't tell mum the babysitter's dead.
Okay.
Yeah. I love that movie. Right. Backdraft. Once Upon a Time in China. Sasha, I was there with you. Out for Justice.
That
See,
sounds like a Steven Seagal straight to DVD.
I'll be honest
Oh,
with
is
you.
it?
I've fallen
It's
out
Steven
with
Seagal
Stephen.
joint.
I've fallen out with Stephen. Before, okay, Out for Justice. I like it, but when I think of that film, it's just the same as all of his other fucking films.
Yeah,
The
it was
only
Out for
Steven
Justice.
Seagal-
There was
the only
Nico,
Steven
and there
Seagal
was
film-
Hard to Kill.
Yeah, I
It
guess.
was all the same movie,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
in different scenes. But I didn't care. It was cool. Right?
He's an action hero. He played the action role. He was
Yeah,
like,
it was. He
I
did it cool,
know,
but
but
it was-
you know what it is? I have such a
Mm.
bad taste for him now. I used to like him. I
Yeah.
used to really like him. Nico.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I still can't not love Under Siege though, but that's not because of him.
Yeah.
That's because of Tommy Lee Jones is fantastic in that fucking movie.
When I said
That's
that,
not the
that's
reason you love Under Siege.
Yeah,
It's
all
how
his
big
movies
you
are.
like Under Siege.
Well, Christy Swanson coming out of Cape is why I love
But I don't know, man. I've just fallen. Just no, man. Nah. After
But-
the Dean LaBelle,
but that's why, look,
I've had enough.
That's why it's an honorable mention.
Honorable
But yes,
mentions.
Africa stays.
Out the
Now-
bike.
Keep going, right? Cool as Ice. That terrible Vanilla Ice movie, which I friggin' love.
he did a
Right?
movie.
Love it. Yep.
Yeah, he did a movie.
Yeah.
Cool
It
as Ice,
wasn't
right?
Cool as Ice, man. It was whack as fuck.
It was cool as Ice. I was there with that movie. That movie was it grew on me, right?
No,
Thelma
the
and
only thing he
Louise.
was cool in was Go Ninja Go, man. That was it.
Cool Vice
Right.
is great.
All right, but yeah, so there was that. There was Thelma and Louise. It was Nothing But Trouble. Dan Aykroyd,
Love that
Chevy
film.
Chase. Nobody had it.
Demi Moore as well,
Nobody.
wasn't it?
Yep,
Who
Demi
else?
Moore.
Demi Moore, great.
Right. Yeah, so there's a lot. Yeah, Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, King Ralph. Everybody had King Ralph. Curly Sue.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Really,
Curly
I
Sue.
don't know if it's sorry, but
All right, and then Doc Holliday. Oh, Doc Hollywood rather, not Doc Holliday. This is Dr. Holden dude. And The Problem Child 2.
Okay.
Great movie.
All right. Good list as always. Neil, he comes out with those random ones. Well played. Dave, finally over to you. Give us your top 10, and if there's any films that haven't been mentioned in the honorable mentions, give them a shout.
For top 10, Terminator 2, Toy Soldiers, Last Boy Scout, Point Break, Silence of the Lambs, Hook, Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, Hot Shots, Star Trek, The Undiscovered Country. Now, honorable mentions, movies that I completely forgot about, and they are great. Barton Fink, one of the greatest Coen movies.
Not actually seen it. When I was reviewing this, that came up so many times as people's
I
highly
completely
rated
forgot,
movies.
and it probably
Yeah,
should have
I've
made
never
my
seen
top
it
10.
either.
Naked Lunch, Cronenberg, one of his greatest as well. and I
Not watched
completely
that
forgot
either.
about that. The Doors,
Mhm,
absolutely
same.
phenomenal movie. Yeah, where is it? No, wait a minute. Fried green tomatoes at the Whistle Cafe.
Okay, yeah.
Horror had to make it Child's Play free because it's still fun. Hard Way, or the Hard Way with
Was that
James
that
Wood.
year?
Yep, the Hard
Oh,
Way.
damn.
Yep,
That was a good film. That honorable mention though, but yeah,
honorable mention, yep.
where was that? Yeah.
Teen Agent. Most people forget about it.
Oh
But
yeah,
Teen
that
Agent.
was a
I was looking at
movie.
movies. I was like, "What the hell is this?" And I was like, "Oh God, it is a movie." So yeah, Teen Agent.
Because it's called something different, isn't it?
It is, yeah, it is.
If Teen Agent, if looks could kill.
That's the one.
I like that film.
And Samurai Cop.
Oh, Samurai Cop. Wow. Okay.
Oh, and sorry, FX2. My final thing because FX1 was so good.
FX2.
The
I
special
remember
effects.
that.
So
I
good.
used to come on like ITV like late at night, like
Yeah.
12 or 1 in the morning all the time. So yeah, no, I remember that.
clown.
All right. Yeah.
It was the clown.
It was the clown. Awesome. Well, guys, heck of a list. This podcast has gone on forever. So thank you so much. I appreciate you being here. And if you're still listening and watching, thanks for sticking around. I really appreciate you. Let us know in the comments what your thoughts are of our list. What films would you have put in your top 10 films of 1991? What have we got right? What have we got wrong? Again, if you're watching us on YouTube, make sure you hit that like and subscribe and hit that bell to get notified. And if you're listening to audio version of this podcast, just follow us on whatever podcast platform you are listening us to on. If that made sense, those words maybe not in that order. Greg, I'm just going to come over to you just to talk, maybe if you can, if you want to, or save for another time, but some of the stuff that you've been doing and things that we can look forward to from yourself.
I'm transitioning in my autumn years to a slightly different career. I've been writing a book over the last year since last summer. It was finished a couple of months ago. It's been going through a brutal amount of edits of different types that I didn't even know existed until I got into it, before going off to my American editor, who's a top best-selling editor in the genre I'm in. So hopefully beginning part of next year, I'll be launching a techno thriller stroke urban fantasy. Again, genres I didn't know existed as subgenres of things, but yes, with if you like JFK, with conspiracy elements as well. So yes, Neil.
Nice.
I would like to pre-order the book. I don't know the title, but I want it.
Yeah.
The title should be at the moment should be called The Shimmermen. So yeah.
Nice.
I'll
take a signed copy.
Yeah.
I'm pre-ordering. I want my hard back.
Congratulations, mate. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Well done. That's really fantastic. So as soon as that drops, send us all the links. We'll be ordering that.
I'm very glad that Silence of the Lambs did get in, because I'd like to come back before the 2 years so that I can promote it just before the launch day and really kind of hammer it home. And if you emphasize Silence of the Lambs in, then I'd have been really torn between self-interest and moral compass. So
Awesome. Well, congratulations on your success, mate. I'm sure you're going to smash it. And I can speak for all of us. We're really look forward to reading that. So brilliant. Anybody else got anything they want to shout about? Jessen, do you want to talk about your show?
Yes, thank you for inviting me onto this one. It was such a great year. My podcast is The Geek Monty, where it's to everything from geek culture, pop culture, everything in between. We've had Ken in one of our episodes. We had Neil, we had Sasha. Hopefully you guys will come in at some point as well. Hopefully Dwayne will come into one of your podcasts as well. So we're not rivals, we're just friends, you know,
friends.
and just
Podcast
like
friends.
Well, we're like X-Men and X Factor.
Okay.
X-Force.
Yeah. So yeah, we got we're on all social media platforms. We got a YouTube channel as well, that because we've done some stuff at Comic-Con and we've done some deep dive episodes, and what we started as the retro bites, which we go back to older films and just give you a little snippet of what our thoughts of that film is. So yes, thank you. The Geek Monty on all platforms.
Awesome. All right. Yeah, no, and no, it's a great show. Make sure you check it out. Like I said, they're on YouTube, social media channels, as well as us. You know, we are on Twitter, we are on Facebook, or X as it's supposed to be called now. Instagram. Actually, I need to sort out my login for Neil for Instagram because he was posting all his movie reviews, and the admin got messed up and he's still posting on there.
Why do you think I stopped?
Yeah, exactly. So I need to do that because Neil's movie reviews are fantastic. So we need to see more of that. Okay, and that's it for now. So thank you very much, gentlemen. Look forward to 1992 in a couple of weeks' time, and we'll see if we can do. Oh,
Important week.
I got you.
Okay.
I know what you know about. I got you.
I don't like these two. I don't like the way these two conspire. I don't like it.
I got to be on all these
yeah.
these 90s ones. I think now I think I have to be on all of them.
The 90s. There's something else. We thought the 80s were hard, but when it gets to the 90s, yeah. Hopefully, well, at least we know we've got no more Star Trek. So
Look, I don't think
No,
you guys
there's a few more Star Treks.
the 90s. Oh.
Yes.
Oh, I suppose Next Generation. I wouldn't mind Next Generation, but yeah,
generation.
Contact would deserve a place, I think. So
yeah.
Don't talk about Nemesis. But yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. Okay, thank you very much, guys. I'll let you enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching. Thank you, guys, for being a part of the show, as always. And until next time, as always, peace out.